Hey all, today I'm going to give you an update on the coronavirus small business loans and what grants and funding are available, how to apply for them, and some interesting facts about them. But before we get into the video, be sure to drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now let's get into the video. So, the Chancellor Rishi Sunak has introduced new measures to help small businesses get loans of up to £50,000 within days of applying. This has been nicknamed the Bounce Back Loan, and it comes after criticism that the Coronavirus Business Interruption Loan Scheme, or CBILS for short, has been taking too long to distribute funding to those businesses that are in need of quick cash. As a quick reminder, the CBILS scheme is where accredited lenders will lend small businesses up to £5 million in the form of loans, overdraft and invoice and asset financing. This is typically to be repaid after 6 years. This is actually a really great form of financing because not only is the loan at a low interest rate, but also the government will make the interest payments on your behalf for the first 12 months. This means that if you're a small business owner, you can take out a loan and you don't have to make any monthly or quarterly or yearly repayments for the first 12 months because the government will actually pay it off for you. The CBILS scheme is only available to small and medium-sized businesses, or SMEs, with a turnover of up to £45 million and that are registered in the UK. You also have to have suffered a hardship as a result of the coronavirus, such as having to shut down business, and you need to be able to prove this. You also need some kind of plan to show the government or to show the accredited lenders how you're going to repay the money. But as a requirement of a really high workload from the sheer volume of applications, combined with obviously the necessary requirement for credit checks and also the lack of staff, this scheme's become backed up really quickly. So the Councillor, Rishi Sunak, has introduced kind of like this micro loan scheme for loans of up to 50,000 or between 2 and 50,000 with a much shorter application time and a much shorter application form to complete, and obviously a much shorter wait time to actually get the cash that these small businesses are so desperately in need of. There's actually also another form of loan that's been introduced by the government, which is the Coronavirus Future Fund. This is obviously still for small and medium-sized companies, but it's a little bit different to the CBILS loan. Mainly, the loan's convertible. To be eligible for this loan, you don't have to be eligible for the CBILS loan, but you do have to have raised third-party or private equity funding in the past. And obviously this loan will be split half private equity funding and half government funding. Obviously, if you want to find out more about these loans that are available to small and medium-sized businesses, just search for Coronavirus Small Business Relief or Coronavirus Small Business Support and look for the results from the gov.uk website. So in terms of actually applying to these loans, let's have a look at the CBILS loan first. For the CBILS loan, you have to apply directly to the accredited lenders. I'll put up some screenshots that show which lenders are actually accredited, and I'll put them up here, and here, and here. So let's take Barclays for example, who are one of the accredited lenders. If you go to their website, there's actually a section for the CBILS loan or just general coronavirus relief and support. It looks like you have to apply for a callback on the Barclays website. So obviously when they give you a callback, they'll probably discuss your loan requirements and require you to submit a number of forms showing how much money you need, what you need it for, and your proposed repayment plans. It's also been mentioned recently in the news that any company that receives over $2 million in funding will be subject to a full audit. This is a really interesting play by the government because previously only companies that had over £10 million in revenue, £5 million in assets, or over 50 employees, and you need 2 of the 3. Those are the companies that required a full audit. But obviously you don't necessarily have to have over 10 million in revenue or over 50 employees or over 5 million assets to have this £2 million loan. So I think this will make a lot of new companies subject to an audit that haven't been subject to one in the past. If you've enjoyed the video so far, please leave a comment below, letting me know how well you think the government have reacted to the coronavirus so far and what else they should do for small businesses and for the general population in these tough times. So in terms of the Future Fund loan, so details on this loan have only just been released, so it's currently unclear all of the details so far, but it looks like this loan doesn't have a maximum turnover cap. But obviously the interesting quirk with this loan is that obviously it's a convertible loan and it has to be matched by a private equity investor. So let's say if you want a £500,000 loan, the government will give you £250,000 of that, but you also have to go out and find an external investor or a private equity company to give you the other £250,000. And obviously the interesting part is that because that amount is convertible, the private equity company could decide that they don't want you to repay the loan, but they do want to take a small share in your business. Now the newest loan on the block is the bounce back loan, or the micro loan, which is obviously between £2,000 and £50,000 in size. This also comes with the interesting feature that there's no repayments for you as a business owner for the first 12 months because the governments will be making all payments for you. This loan also doesn't seem to have a turnover cap, so it seems to be that this loan is available for almost all businesses in the UK. It also comes with the similar feature to the CBILS loan, where you have to apply directly to the lender. If we use the Barclays example from earlier, there's also a portion on their website for this bounce back loan or the micro loan. Although it does say that if you're not eligible for the CBILS loan, that you might be eligible for the bounce back loan. Although I'm not really too sure how that works, because I'm sure the lender would like to see that you still have a hardship and can still repay the loan. Maybe it's just because obviously there's no turnover limit, so it's available for more businesses. In terms of the Job Retention Scheme grant claim, this has now been opened to small businesses and businesses in general to start making claims. So if you own a business, you'll need to make sure that you're registered for PAYE online, and you'll need your PAYE scheme reference number and a spreadsheet that shows all of your employees that are on furlough. This spreadsheet needs to contain a list of all of your employees that are on furlough, their national insurance numbers, and all of their salary details for the start and for the end, and obviously all the months in between, of the grant that you're claiming for. But it needs to be combined into one line per employee. So if you're claiming for March, April, May and June for one employee, you need to combine all of those salary figures into one line on the spreadsheet. Currently, you can backdate this grant claim to March, so you can claim for March, April, May and June for all of your employees that are on furlough. Hopefully the government extends this beyond June, because it looks like the lockdown is going to last a little while longer, and obviously after the lockdown, employers and employees are going to need to readjust and kind of get used to working again before maximum efficiency is reached. If you're an employee, the benefits haven't changed too much for you, unfortunately. You're still entitled to 80% of your salary, up to £2,500 per month, and your employer should continue to pay this because obviously they can now claim the money back. For self-employed people, again, the benefits haven't changed too much, and you're still entitled to 80% of your profits that are calculated using an average over the past few years, up to £2,500 per month still. If you've enjoyed this video and want to keep up to date with the government support package, then subscribe to my channel and check out some of my other videos. Cheers.